Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to day 18 of our back to school month. We're looking at our favorite 30 albums. It's 30 days in September. Our favorite 30 albums from our high school years, right? The 30 albums we listened to the most. They don't necessarily have to have been released in those 4 years you finished up school. All right, for here in the States, 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade. That's high school considered, at least last I checked. For me, it was my age 14 through 18. And just the albums that you gravitated towards the most and listened to the most and loved the most. And this is a very influential time in a lot of our lives where a lot of the music that we soaked up when we were this age stays with us for many, many years. In some cases, there might be some of these bands and albums that you listened to then and you moved away from, perhaps. For me, most of this stuff, I still listen to all this stuff. So to me, this is but these are the ones that made the biggest impact on me, that I listened to the most during those couple of years. And again, I'm putting a limit for myself. Not doing any one band more than twice. So like I said many times this month already, it's like there's a handful of bands that I could have had 3, 4, 5 albums by them and take up the whole list of 30, right? So I didn't want to do that. So some of my real favorite bands, you may see mentioned twice 2 of their albums. But for the most part, it's going to be single releases picks here. So this particular album was released May 16th, 1983. So this would be my soon-to-be junior year, right? Yes, soon-to-be junior year. Or actually, no, still in my junior year? No, sophomore year. I get confused with the years. So I started, September of 83 would have been... Yeah, so it's at the end of my junior year. Okay, I'm trying to get this all these years straight because, I started, right? Yes, right? Yes. That's right, because September of 83, I started my senior year, and then I graduated June of 84. Right, so this is the tail end of my junior year. Man, the years and the olds, boy, it doesn't work well together. Anyway, this album released May 16th, 1983 for EMI Records, produced by Martin Birch. I'm talking about Peace of Mind by Iron Maiden. That's right. This is the second album with Bruce Dickinson. All right. Also the first album with Nico McBrain on drums, Dave Murray on guitars, Adrian Smith on guitar, Steve Harris, of course, on the bass. And... I was already a fan. So by this time, the first album I got from Maiden was Killers. Absolutely loved that. That was probably the first album that really got the band noticed here in the States. And I saw that album cover in the record shop, and I couldn't resist it. I think I had even seen it advertised in one of the metal magazines because by the early '80s I was already buying metal magazines wherever I could find them. And I don't remember the first album making much waves at all here. But after I bought Killers, of course, I went and scooped up the first album. So I had those two fairly quickly. And then, you blink and all of a sudden there's a new album, Number of the Beast. And, well, wait a second. That's not the same singer. That's not that Paul Di'Anno guy, right? Of course, Bruce Dickinson's in the band, coming over from Samson. And, I was forever a fan that's... 4 albums in a row that are pretty damn good. This one always kind of rose to the top for me. Again, like I said, I was already a big fan. And then they would do Power Slave after this. And so, the early, mid-'80s was a great time to be an Iron Maiden fan because, man, these albums were just coming out, and every one of them was just an absolute classic. It's got one of my favorite album openers of all time, Where Eagles Dare, Nothing like announcing to the world that you're the new drummer in one of the biggest metal bands on the planet, Nico, just with that drum barrage, just absolutely great. You got Revelations. Flight of Icarus was the kind of, hit from the album, sort of. Not that albums like these had hits, but that was like the big popular song from this album. Flight of Icarus, great. Die With Your Boots On, excellent song. The Trooper became like one of the great Maiden anthems and concert staples. We all love The Trooper. That was one of the group of friends that I hung out with. The Trooper was one of our many anthems. Then you got Still Life, Quest for Fire. That's the one song that everybody kind of shits on. Quest for Fire is kind of dumb. Yes, I agree, but I don't mind it too much. Sun and Steel. And then, of course, the wonderful To Tame a Land, which is this great kind of mini epic to finish off the album. Very mysterious and just, hinted at a lot of things to come for Iron Maiden in the years, not shortly thereafter, but certainly to this day. I think To Tame a Land was like the beginning of Steve Harris coming up with this, new, exciting way to kind of make Iron Maiden songs and arrangements bigger, more epic, that sort of thing. So I still look back on this album quite fondly, and of course this was the first album cover with Eddie without hair, right? But we always thought this was really cool. And again, I remember having my. I saw them on this tour. I saw Maiden pretty much every time they toured back in the day, and I remember having this on a T-shirt. Because back in the day, you guys remember you go to concerts and they had like the 3/4 jersey shirts, with the blue or the black sleeves, and then either the black or gray or white rest of the shirt. And I had some variation of this cover with. I'm trying to think of what it was. Not the same album cover. It had Eddie in the straitjacket and with no hair. But it was a different. I'm trying to remember exactly what it looked like. Anyway, it was specially made for the tour, and I had the gray. It was the gray shirt jersey with the 3/4 black sleeves, and of course had the tour dates and stuff on the back. But that didn't make it out of the '80s, unfortunately. None of my shirts did. I had a whole ton of them, and when you wear them to death, when you only now I've got hundreds of them, so it's like I don't wear any of them often enough for them to just disintegrate with too much wear and wash. But back in the day I had less, so I wore them constantly, and they did not make it out of the '80s. I think by the time the early '90s came around, whichever ones were left, I cut the sleeves off. They were fraying. The white ones were now weird different shades of colors, because of course when I was in college I didn't wash whites and colors separately. I was like, you had little money and little time, and you just throw everything together, and it's like, why is my white rainbow shirt like pink? How did that happen? Yeah. Anyway, so there you have it, everybody. Iron Maiden, Peace of Mind is my pick today for day 18. Let's hear your pick in the comments below, as well as if you have any words of wisdom at all on Peace of Mind. A great Iron Maiden album. Album number 4, right? So stay tuned tomorrow for day number 19 as we work our way to day 30. Visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. All together. All the damn time. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. For more stuff, please hit that like button if you haven't already. And if you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing and click on that notification bell so you get alert of all of our content as it posts. And we'll see you tomorrow morning with another one of these, as well as the Hudson Valley Squares tomorrow as well. So see you then, everybody. I am Pete Pardo. Take care. Bye-bye.